guys, welcome back to Husband and Wife Outdoor Life. Matt and I are on our way up north. We just left work not that long ago, or I did. It's almost 9 o'clock at night and we are just about to the Mackinac Bridge. We should be crossing here in just a little bit. Then we're gonna stay the night in the St. Ignace area, and the next morning we're gonna drive from St. Ignace to Houghton, and then we're gonna stay the night in Houghton and then take a 6-hour ferry ride on the Ranger 3 ferry to Isle Royale. Stay tuned and we'll see you on the island. Oh, actually I can see the bridge. Oh, there she is, Mackinac Bridge.
Hello.
Hello. All right, you folks have a nice night.
Thank you, you too.
Come on now, there we go.
We are officially in the UP. Been a while. Just saw our first moose.
We are starting day 2, which basically means we're driving 4.5 hours. If you look outside past my wife's head, you can almost see Lake Michigan. Right now the weather is really rainy, really foggy, but this is one of the most scenic drives in the country, and I think it does win online awards for being the most scenic drive, at least in Michigan, all the time. So M2, normally very scenic and beautiful, right now kind of fuzzy, but hey, 4 hours and 15 minutes to go. We will check in with you guys later as we continue our trek to Isle Royale.
Lake Superior. Waves are kind of big today.
Checking out the Ranger 3, we are here in Houghton. The weather is not great. We are getting gusts between 15 and 22 miles an hour, and it is rainy. We might get delayed, but it's a big boat. It can probably handle some of it. The Ranger did say take some Dramamine, and hopefully if we are delayed, it won't be too long, and we will be on the island before we know it tomorrow.
Hey guys, Ashley here. It is the night before we are headed out to Isle Royale. Our ferry leaves tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. We have to be to the dock by 8. Unfortunately, it looks like the weather has taken a turn for the worse. This area is expecting gale force winds, like 30 to 40 knots. Waves up to, I think it said 16-foot max, which is huge. So not great. We talked to the rangers at the visitor center. They said the boat will likely be delayed and just to arrive on time, and they will let us know in the morning kind of what it looks like, and we can go from there. So I've just been checking the radar and the wave predictions and trying to see what we're gonna do tomorrow, but I guess it's just kind of a waiting game. So we are charging all our gonna charge camera battery and charging some other things, checking the radar, and just kind of making some last minute prep on some stuff we're gonna take on the boat. So in here is our raincoats, a microgrid hoodie, some snacks, drinks, like water bottle and burners, the tripod for the camera, and some other camera accessories. And then we're just gonna bring the GPS and the GoPro in there because I don't want to leave it in the pack since you can't access your pack on the boat. And then the other thing I was getting out, wasn't sure if we were gonna need these, but it looks like tomorrow we probably will. Never been motion sick myself, even on boats and high waves. Matt has, but considering the waves are going to be exceptionally large tomorrow. We're both going to take Dramamine about a half hour before departure, but we're going to wait on this until we know if we're delayed or not. So we're just kind of getting some last minute stuff ready to go, and hopefully everything goes smoothly tomorrow.
Containers in the upper outside deck at the rear of the ship. Nothing is labeled. Just inside the main passenger lounge.
About to board.
At the back of the
Matt's
boat,
super excited.
the gangway entrances
Watching this sink
on both
view.
sides of the vessel. Also under the stairway that leads.
We're on the boat. Finally found some seats. This place is packed. You guys, we are on the boat. Here is a shot of the water as we're leaving the canal that cuts through the Keweenaw Peninsula. Headed out to Lake Superior soon. The water is calm in here, but probably won't be out on the lake. At least that's the story we're getting. So we've checked in, we've put in all our information in to get our permits. They're going to review them and then give them back to us. This is out on the stern. It's actually not as rough as we anticipated. It's a little rolly, but it's not terrible. We're getting very close to the island.
Woo!
Well, we have arrived. It's our first real close-up look at the island. Coming into the dock. No overnight docking, man.
Huh?
No overnight docking.
What are we gonna do? My boat?
We are taking our first few steps on the trail here in Isle Royale. We just exited the boat. Come across quite a few people so far. We're headed towards 3 Mile Campground for the night. We will see if we make it there or go a little further. We haven't 100% decided, but I believe we're going to stay at 3 Mile tonight if at all possible. Headed towards Susie's Cave right now on the Tobin Harbor Trail. Packs are a lot heavier than we're used to, mostly because, actually totally because we have 7 days worth of food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which is more than we've ever carried in one haul. So our packs are loaded a little differently than they normally are. But we will check back in with you around Susie's Cave. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but we can hear loons calling back and forth to each other on Tobin Harbor. And we've reached the turn off for Susie's Cave, so we're going to go up this ridge and then back down and then turn right and head into 3 Mile. Pretty positive this is Susie's Cave right there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, pretty cool.
Limping off the side.
We're on the Rock Harbor Trail. We just cut down from Susie's Cave. We just passed by all this on the boat when we came in. It's not particularly trail-like, it's just kind of a rocky outcropping. You just kind of make your way along it. So we're going to keep going until we hit 3 Mile and we'll check back in with you later. So we've reached 3 Mile. That's Matt sitting there. We have chosen a shelter near the dock. Good view of the lake. We'll be hanging out down there tonight. There's a couple shelters here, a few other people we've seen. So this is inside shelter number 1 at 3 Mile Campground. We've set up our beds for the night. Got a little sitting area over there. Somebody else left looks like a rain fly and an old, really old sleeping bag that are very, very dirty. We just kind of put them in the corner over there. And just a few odds and ends that we have. Matt is out there cooking dinner for the evening. And then directly in front of him is the dock for 3 Mile Campground, and that's where we're going to go out and filter our water tonight. But pretty happy we were able to snag a shelter at our first campground. Wasn't expecting it because I know this is a busy one. So that's pretty cool. First night in the shelter. We'll check in with you in a little bit. So for dinner tonight, I'm going to do the ostentatious tortilla soup, and Matt's going to do the Texas State Fair chili from Packet Gourmet. We've had the chili before. It was very good. Matt really likes it. We have not had the tortilla soup yet, but it's a favorite on their website, so I'm excited to give it a try. Super pumped about the view we have too. So this is a great camp spot. And there's our home for the night there. Our little permit on the door. Let's get a close-up of that chili goodness.
And get all the last bits of powder.
Oh yeah. Look at all them beans in there and everything. Mmm. Just sitting in front of the shelter. We're about to eat dinner. They are rehydrating right now. And there is a loon out in the lake in front of us. And it sounds awesome. It's like the 5th loon we've heard already today. Very cool. This place is super wildernessy.
Couple mosquitoes. I have murdered 4 in cold blood. I've gotten 1 through my defenses.
I haven't had a single one yet. They're actually not that bad. I was anticipating... Oh, that's a big boat going by. I was anticipating lots of mosquitoes and black flies, and we just haven't seen that, which is good. There are mosquitoes, but they're not like the rumored Upper Peninsula.
They're not
Isle
any bigger.
Royale. I think because it's been cold.
And I've seen a black fly, but it had no interest in us.
Yeah. So we're just gonna enjoy the view and have a little dinner. Dinner is good. Tortilla soup, A+. This is a winner for me. Definitely gonna do it again.
Chili is always good, so I'm looking forward to this.
We saw our 2 friends that we met on the boat. Unfortunately, I cannot remember their names. I think it was Kurt or Kirk or something. And I forgot her name. Super nice people. And we just saw them coming to camp, so they're gonna look for a spot. We invited them to come on over later if they're bored and partake. We brought a little bit of Fireball to enjoy during this trip.
If you get off the boat, go early.
Yeah, if you have the ability to just grab your pack and go, definitely do it. Hanging around, you're less likely to find a spot, especially in one of the first campgrounds. We walked up, and this was the first shelter we saw. Actually, the second shelter, but the first one we walked up to. And there was nobody in it, so we got really lucky. As soon as we got here, there was probably 4 groups that passed through after us.
Some of them good 4 or 5 people, easy too.
Yeah, so we were just barely ahead of a bunch of people. So we got very lucky to find this spot. Okay, Matt, take your first bite. Tell me what you think. Actually, I already know what you think. It's good.
Very hot, but good.
Very hot, but good. Got our water filtered for the night. Hanging out on the dock. Ready?
Yep.
Make a little Gatorade if you feel sassy.
I feel sassy. Walking back up to camp. Talking to the camera. Our shelter is the very first one here, so we don't have a very far walk to get water, which is nice. Talked to the ranger for a little while. She came and checked permits, and she said the other boat still hasn't made it in.
It's gonna be.
Oh, somebody knocked our thing down. Probably Mr. Squirrel.
I threw the food thing in there. So.
Just spotted moose number 2 of the trip.